Hi everybody, how you doing? I am Johan, way out east. That is Charleston. Today on Better with Age, we have joining us here in the studio. This is our first studio guest appearance. This is awesome. This guy's a local guy, a Regina stud hero, ex-Major League Baseball player, and now joining us here, Mr. Dustin Molleken. Dustin, how you doing today?
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm happy I'm here today.
That's awesome. We got a great show today, and the reason why it's going to be awesome, obviously, with Dustin, but we did an experiment about a month ago before Chuck had to quarantine and head off to TO. We did a little bit of experiments. Charleston is always talking. That's Dustin knows. It's one of the things he's always
best athlete in history.
Yeah. So
he wishes, huh?
Yeah. So to tee this one up, literally, what we wanted to do is, and Dustin, thanks for putting up with all the drunk text messages and phone calls that I started to do to you. We started to do before, but what we wanted to do is that when we were out having a few soda pops with Charleston, we got the idea watching a baseball game. We were over at Ballers Rec Room, and we were there having some drinks, and then all of a sudden, our buddy Abby goes, hey, let's get in the batting cage. After this, and we're giving it about 4 or 5 beers in, right? Like all great ideas, after a few drinks, you go, oh yeah, I can do that. So then Charleston goes in there, and what did you think of the first time in your batting cage, Chuck?
See, you know what? I think the machine was just throwing the balls too slow, so I really didn't make contact that many times. I didn't hit a lot of balls, but the balls that I did hit, I destroyed them. So I think I won the most yardage out of everybody. But the thing is, the balls are going too slow. I see them coming from a mile away, and it feels like I'm swinging at a beach ball.
So Dustin, we're sitting there and we're telling the guy working at the cages, we're going, oh yeah, sure. Can you speed it up? Can you speed it up? And he's like, it's at max. So of course after that you come out and you're like, okay, I had blisters and you know, thank God Chuck didn't get hurt, but our buddy Larson broke an aluminum bat on one ball, and we're going like, okay. So Charleston started to go, okay, you know what? It'd be cool if I could, face a pitcher. And then bing, bright idea. I said, well, there's a guy here in Regina, Dustin Molleken. And it was just about the time I think you were taking off to go for the Olympic tryouts, right? Qualifier, sorry. And we said, let's see if we can get a hold of Dusty and get a hold of Molleken and get out on the mound. So you're going to see those videos later of how Dustin threw to Charleston and see what happened. He threw about, how many balls did he throw to him? About?
Probably 40.
40.
And he had zero shot.
Zero
chance.
So we had Charleston Hughes, CFL All-Star, lined up against an ex-Major League Baseball player throwing, how fast do you think you're throwing?
Probably 93 maybe.
93, 94. So you're going to see videos of that coming up, which is awesome. But first off, let's talk about Dustin. Dustin, you're a Regina boy. And we were talking earlier, Chuck, his stories are awesome about, he had a pretty long Major League, experience in the pros. We were talking about how, you decided you got a famous uncle, of course, Mr. Lauren Molleken, former coach of the Chicago Blackhawks, Saskatoon Blades.
San Jose Sharks. Penguins.
Yeah, I mean.
Edmonton Oilers.
So and you're a Regina boy, right? So how the hell did you get into baseball instead of hockey then?
Well, my old man was a fastball player. Yeah. And so I used to hang around with him at the fields and all that stuff. And then I just got the hang of it, and it's like I just hung around there every Friday, every Saturday with my father, and then I just got the hang with it.
That's awesome. And so let's talk a little bit about that. You're growing up. You have an opportunity to be able to probably go hockey or baseball. What made you choose?
Can you even play hockey?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. And so like I was drafted by Regina Pats. Yeah. Back in '98, and then I went to camp with them, and then like as a 16-year-old, I played a few there. If I would have hung around, like I would have height, right? So I didn't have that in me. So I had MLB organizations already phoned me at 17 years old, and I said, well, either have my face smashed in or go play baseball. And I said, well, hockey's done. I want to go with these guys now.
That's awesome. So, Chuck, can you imagine having that opportunity when you're 16 or 17 to be able to say, okay, what would you do? This is a good question for you, Chuck. What would you do? You got a chance to fight. You're 16 or 17, or would you rather go baseball or football or hockey? Hockey, you got to fight. You know, you got to go and be able to be one of those guys that we interviewed, Darcy Hordichuk, and some of those guys, or you got a chance for baseball. What would your profession be?
See, the thing is that baseball is so much of a non-contact sport, and you can play baseball for so long. I'm definitely gonna go for baseball rather than getting my face punched in. But
well, yeah, it's right. In like a junior, like 20 years ago, there was like Colton Orr was in the league, Bugard.
Yeah.
Right? And then I said, no shot.
Yeah, smart thinking there, Dustin. People do that. I'd no fucking way I would go into against those.
I think Hordichuk talked about that Bogart guy too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Darcy Hordichuk talked about, because we had Hordichuk on the show a while ago, Dustin, and he was saying the same thing. Like, facing these guys, it's how those guys do it, time in, time out.
No shot.
I mean, it's really a different profession to be able to go into hockey. You
gotta be a little bit effed up in the head. So
yeah. So let's talk about then a little bit about you get a chance. You got drafted by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, in 03 in the 14th round.
Okay, so you get drafted. Which is rare, Charleston. Not rare, but I guess for Saskatchewan guys, there's not too many. I think that have been drafted overall in baseball. Because what do we play here? We play hockey. A lot of football guys. Yeah. John Ryan was one of the few guys that's gone on to the NFL, but you don't see a lot of baseball guys just because of the season coming from here.
I just think about right away. Like, how does the process go? Like, did you go to college down in the States?
No. Like I went to high school here, and then I went to a half year in a PBA. Played there for a half year. Got drafted out of there, and then I signed, and then I went on.
And then
03 I drafted, and then I played 18 years. It was the best 18 years of my life.
So then he played 18 years in the minors. No.
Like I was over in Asia for
that's right.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I played with Tani.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get into that because that's an unbelievable story. And one of the things I've always loved is if you get a chance to go down to the States, Charleston, I don't think you said you haven't checked out like a AA or a AAA game around Michigan, but you know that there was a Michigan team around Saginaw.
I know of a couple AA and AAA teams like around my area, but I'm pretty much they're like farm teams for like the Detroit Tigers, but man, never.
Toledo.
You got to think I played with a guy last year who owns a baseball team, the Picklers or the Picklebacks or whatever they call it.
The Picklers. That's
Portland.
That's John Ryan's team is the
Portland Pickles.
Yeah, the Portland Pickles.
Yeah, Portland Pickles.
Yeah. Johnny Ryan owns those teams.
Yeah, that's Johnny Ryan's team.
Yeah.
But Dustin ended up playing for the Toledo Mud Hens, and to be able to do that too. But I want to talk to you about, and that experience alone would have been awesome. To be able to see all these small towns.
I got a good story from there. So like my uncle, he played 3 years there in Toledo.
Yeah.
And my first year there, and like all these fans would stop up and say, "Hey, your uncle was a hero in this city," and he won three championships there.
And in Toledo?
Yeah.
Really?
And so like they're all like, "Hey, uncle's a hero in this city," and like it was an honor to play in the same city he did.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
So the Molleken name was already known in Toledo. Yeah. You're going in there. But one of the things we were talking about before was the fact that, the big name right now, especially today, going into tomorrow, Charleston, is Shohei Ohtani. Have you heard of him, Charleston?
Shohei Ohtani?
Shohei, yeah.
Japanese.
yeah. So I'll take that as a no, you haven't heard of him. And so you probably have, but you just haven't paid that much attention
You always
to
got
him.
to repeat it. You always got to repeat it to somebody to make sure you heard it right. So maybe.
Yeah, so he's the stud in LA, playing for the LA Angels. And he is the guy that's made famous this year because he's the only pitcher / hitter in the MLB. And Dustin was telling me that you had a chance to play with him.
Yes. My final year over in Asia was and so like he was 18 years old, and like we just signed him out of high school. So like he was unbelievable out of high school. I think his first year hit like 14 home runs with 85 RBIs.
And he's playing with you guys professional ball in Japan.
Yeah, and so like, it was unbelievable. So like he would go and he would throw a game, and then like he would have an off day, and then he would hit.
Yeah.
And then he'd be in the outfield again, and so he would throw every 6 over there, and it was phenomenal to watch. He was outstanding. At 18 years old, he was already a superstar over there.
Fucking 18, Charleston. So this guy is going to, right now, I think at the All-Star break, he's got 32 home runs, I think, going in. He's got a chance to demolish records. But the astounding thing about this, Charleston, is the fact that he's a pitcher and a hitter. He's doing what, not too many people have ever done other than Babe Ruth in the past. Like, we're talking, years ago. And this guy's coming in, and he is he's crushing the ball as a hitter. He's still pretty damn good as a pitcher. I mean, his record's decent, I think. But so he's going to open up. They just announced today that he's going to open up as the American League's starting pitcher. And then he's also going to then lead off the game as the American League's leadoff hitter. So you haven't seen that done ever, I think, since the likes of Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
And to do that. So
why don't people do that? Maybe because of fatigue?
Oh, just the talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see guys that are pitchers and hitters that are that are studs. Well, let's ask Dustin. Did you do both?
No shot. I was an awful hitter, actually. I was absolutely brutal at hitting. And so I was like either hitting or pitching. So I decided to go pitching.
And so it's super tough to be able to do both, Charleston. So you're sitting there and you're going, how the fuck does this guy do it? Well, and not only do it, he's an all-star. And so it's really an unbelievable feat to be able to watch this guy. You got to, when you're after your meetings tomorrow in Toronto there, set aside some time to be able to go, or even tonight after your meetings, watch the home run derby, because tonight's the home run derby, and you're going to be able to see that. And it's really unbelievable to see this guy. But so that's awesome to be able to see a guy. You played with him at 18, and to see, a phenomenal athlete. It's like watching, like the Gretzkys or the Jordans at that age, and an all-star caliber like that.
I don't know. I know when I see kids that at that age, I feel old, man.
You are old. That's the thing, Chuck.
Hey, how old are you now? 40?
Like when I'm 37 right now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I turned 38 this
Old
year,
balls, that's what you
I
are.
play against kids that are like 21, coming fresh out of college, and I'm looking like, man, technically I'm old enough to be his father.
Yeah. Yes, you are, old man. Yes, you are. But you're still going out there and competing, so good for you. Good for you. So, Dustin, I want to talk about, we talked about it earlier too, who is the best athlete in baseball, other than Ohtani, that you played against when you were in the minors?
Heading up, I faced, he's a superstar right now, is Trout.
Yeah, Mike Trout.
Faced him in AAA a few times, and that he is hands down the best.
And how did he do against you?
Well, I struck him out, and he also hit a 575 a home run off me. It's still going.
It's still going. It's still traveling.
Hey, if you're gonna serve him up, gotta serve him up. It's big, right?
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
so like I faced him. I faced Jose Batista, and like Jose and I were in A-ball back in 04 together.
Holy shit,
And
that's awesome.
so him and I played in A-ball, and actually in 17 I faced him in the Classic.
Yeah.
And he hit a 3-1 home run off me.
Really?
Both.
So he got you.
Yeah.
Oh. And I mean, obviously, Charleston, Charleston's a big Detroit Tigers fan. Yeah. So the minute that he found out that he was facing you and got to do that, he was excited. But Charleston, tell him what you were saying to Dustin about what you were going to do to him.
Man, I thought I was going to knock it out the park, but I thought every bit that I was going to make connection and put it out the park 100%, because I know me and I know my keen sense of, just awareness about where the ball is, how to swing a bat, how to be just athletic. But I got a newfound respect for the game. Just put it like that. It is way harder than I thought it was. It's not easy hitting them balls.
No.
I can't wait till we get to the video so you can actually see what you actually did to me in my finger.
He didn't do it. You did it to yourself, but we'll get into that.
No. I expected to go out there. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe he's going to take it easy on me for at least the first couple pitches. And I seen like maybe the first three pitches, and I was thinking like, man, he actually throwing heat right now.
Well, because I'm not easing up on you, bro. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Hey, like I'm a gamer, brother. Yeah. I always have that. Same with you too, right? Right?
Oh yeah, you got to be.
I never ease up.
So I respected it.
I'm not going to ease up on you, man. Right?
We'll get to those videos just wait, but I want to ask Dustin a few more questions before we go to break here. I want to ask him about, you also said you faced one of my favorite players, Aaron Judge. And how was that? Because you're 6'4".
6'4", and like facing him, he's like 6'7".
Yeah.
And so like him standing in the batter's box, I'm like, this guy's a big son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And so like I thought to myself, I'm not afraid of him. I'll challenge him.
Yeah.
So the first time I faced him was in camp in 16. I struck him out. And the same year I faced him in AAA. I struck him out again. And so I faced him again, and then you hit like a double off me, almost hit down the center field, hammered it off me, right? And I was like, oh my God, he's a big man.
Well, I mean, and Judge is my boy. I love the Yankees, and but to be able to face these guys, to face the guys like Batista, is there anybody that you played with that stood out as, you're facing all these, studs and doing that. Was any one of your teammates that really stands out as a guy that really taught you a lot, or, some guys that really stick out in your head when you think about it back now, because you're not playing anymore? Yeah. Is there anybody that stands out? Like I know Charleston always talks about some mentors that always helped him. Anybody that stands out for you?
There's a few guys. Like got a few guys that like heading her up was probably Matt Caps. He played in the show for about 7-8 years. He's a closer.
Yeah.
And like I got to play with him back in 03 and 04, and like he was his second year in pro ball.
Yeah.
And like he just had me like underneath his arm and showed me everything and just, hey, if somebody's speaking to you, hear them speak to you, right?
Yeah.
And I just sat there, just soaked everything up. So like I owe him a lot, and like I also play with a few guys that he's fourth in saves right now. He'll be in the Hall of Fame as K-Rod.
Oh yeah, okay.
Francisco.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So like he was with me in the Brewers, and then as I got called up in 16, he was at the uh, um, uh, uh, Tigers that year.
Yeah.
And same thing, like he just showed me everything.
Showed you the way in doing
And,
that.
like, he just-
and
yeah.
let's talk about that before we go to break here. I want to talk briefly about what was it like? You got called up on July 4th, 2016. It's an American holiday. You get called up on the 4th of July, Independence Day.
Actually, like I was up on, I got called up June 20th.
Okay.
I was up for 4 days. I got hot. I never threw, sent back down. And then Zimmerman hurt his something in his back, and they called me up 6 days after.
Yeah.
And he was on the 4th. So it was funny. So I was in Columbus, Ohio. We're there for a 4-game series. It was like 4 in the afternoon, and then I get into the office. Says, "Hey, you got to go to Cleveland." And like my family, he's all down there. And then I told my father, and I said, "Hey, Dad, I just got called up. We have to hop in the vehicle and drive to Cleveland." It's like a few hours.
Yeah.
And hopped in the vehicle, heading. It was ugly like all afternoon there. It was pouring down, and I got to the field around 6:15, and it was supposed to be a 7:05 start.
Oh,
It was a 3.5 hour.
rain delay.
Yeah. And so about 9:45 we started, and so our starter was hurt in the second inning. I never even threw yet. I never even heated up yet. So I threw earlier just for a few.
Yeah.
And so our starter got hurt in the second inning, and then so like Hospice has me out there, and like I never even hot yet. Well, then how to head her on the field. I got hot on the field. So in 15, I was with the Cleveland Indians organization in AAA. So like I hung out with half those guys, and then like I was out there. So Hospice said, "Okay, if you got to throw 40 pitches, throw 40 pitches." And then like I threw probably 50, and I said, "I'm hot." Heart rate was going right.
Yeah.
And then like I threw 3 innings that night, and then I struck out a few, and then
Do you still have the first strikeout ball?
first strikeout. Oh yeah.
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 And how was that feeling? Tell me about it. Again, I'm a huge baseball guy. I just finished reading CC Sabathia's book till the end. I've loved all these books in the past. What was it like to be, a kid from Regina, growing up to be now you're in the major leagues? Did you even think about it then, or now? How cool is it to think about?
Wow, it was unbelievable. Like I'll always have that feeling for the rest of my right. As I'm 80 years old, I can always say to my little grandbabies, I play in the
Played in the show.
big leagues.
Yeah.
And so like my out in there, we were heading around the field, and like my whole body was this. It was like
Tingling.
yeah, jello-y, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, all right, come on, let's get going. So as soon as I was out there, then I focused in. It was all right then.
Just like playing.
As soon as I threw my first strike call, then I was like, okay, this is all right.
Yeah.
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 And then after
It's
that, I
like
went.
it's like nervous tension till you get it out the way, and then when you throw that first pitch, it's like, all right, I just threw all my nervous tensions with that pitch. Now I can relax. Now I
Yes.
can just be me.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. And still the funniest thing, we go to Toronto, and I threw on Sunday there, and like our 8th inning, our 8th inning guy was like, he seen me hop up, and I went to the bathroom like 15 times because I had to go pee so bad because my heart, I was anxiety. I was like, oh my God, I gotta, right? And like, he was like, just relax, man. I said, I can't. Everybody just howling at me. I said, fuck, I gotta
You gotta go.
pee. I gotta pee every 5 seconds. Yeah, dude. So I still have that, right? That nervous, right?
Yeah, anxiety and the nerves to still be able to do that, and that's awesome. But to be able to have that moment, that's awesome. I know Charleston's always talked about, when you played in the NFL, Chuck, and even playing here. Do you get nervous at all? No.
Not really, man. I mean, although I do I probably get nervous a little bit beforehand because you never know, like, when your last play gonna be. You never know, like, anything can happen. You can get hurt. Anybody can get hurt. So I'm, like, nervous about stuff like that. But as far as, like, getting nervous to play, I'm like, man, I might drink some. If I start getting nervous, I'll drink some pre-workout, get all jacked up, like fight myself out of it, get on the field.
All wired. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
Let's go.
I want to ask you something.
Get all jacked up.
I want to ask you something. Well, like here, like over the years, you're playing here, and then how was that atmosphere heading out, like onto the field? And they said, bring them out. How was that? And like all you guys headed to center field, and you guys.
My very first game actually playing in Saskatchewan, and when that's like an exciting time of the game, especially in SAS, because I used to see it from the other sideline and look like, man, that looks so like crazy exciting. The atmosphere, the adrenaline rush start to happen, and then when you hit the field, and they're spraying that gas or whatever that gas they're spraying in the air, and you run out and they start playing that song. Oh man, it was one of my better feelings in football, was like running out, into the Saskatchewan tunnel when they're playing all those songs back to back, and it's bring them out.
The crowd going crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's Rider fans, right? I mean, there's nothing like them, but it's going to be interesting for you, I think, in a few weeks here, Chuck. Your first game as an Argo, that's going to be interesting too. But we'll get into more about this video. We're going to take a little commercial break. We're going to come back with Dustin Molleken. We're going to see how Chuck did against Dustin with the videos. I was lucky enough to be behind catching the action, and so you're going to see how Dusty did versus Chuck. Chuck did versus Dusty.
Yeah, we're gonna take all over and under bets on how many
hey, bro, he'll owe me 100.
MyBook.com.
He owes me 100, I heard. Right?
Yeah, I think
Brown bill you owe me, right?
Yeah,
Brown bill.
I owe you.
Yeah, we'll see if we're gonna get that on September 17th when you're back here. You got to make sure you collect up, Dustin. But after this break, we'll get into the videos and see how Charleston did against Dustin. We'll be right back.
It's that time of year when divisions are decided, champions are crowned, and legends are born. Now, it's your turn to win big. You've heard the name just about everywhere, MyBookie. They're the industry's leading online sportsbook and casino, and it's not hard to understand why. With thousands of lines to bet on all your favorite sports, NFL, NBA, and college ball. Check, check, and check. MMA and soccer, they've got all the latest odds, period. Take advantage of MyBookie's prop builder and live in-game betting, where every single run, throw, and touchdown is another chance for you to put cash in your pocket. Visit their mobile-friendly website today and get your deposit matched halfway up to $1,000. Just use the promo code when you make your first deposit. The best part is they make it simple, with a variety of ways to deposit instantly, including credit card, bank transfer, Bitcoin, and more. Whether you're at home or on the go, on your laptop or on your phone, it's not too late to make your New Year's resolution a resolution to get paid. Bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
Hi, my name is Rob Peterson. I'm the broker owner of Realty One in Regina. Real estate and life is about great people, and that's why I'm associated with Charleston Hughes and Johan Zielinski and IKS to sponsor the Better with Age podcast. Realty One was founded in Regina 11 years ago. It's an independent brokerage, it's local, and it's full of great people helping great local Regina people buy and sell properties. It's entrepreneurial based, which means you have non-narcissistic agents that have your best interest in mind, not their own. In these coronavirus times, real estate market right now in Regina and Saskatchewan is thriving because people are thinking more local, they're not thinking about traveling because we can't, and that's driving our market. When you hire a realtor, no matter who it is, no matter what company, please interview them, please make sure they're a good personal fit for you, because that's what this is all about. It's good people connecting themselves with someone that they know has their best interest in mind. And that's what the Realty One family does, and that's what a lot of agents in Regina do. But make sure you take your time and find the best fit for you and your family.
All right, and we're back to part 2. Now we're getting into the good stuff. This is going to be, the videos you're going to see here are going to be one of a kind. You're going to see Charles.
Yeah, you think Trotting Judge was something.
Yeah. All right, so let's tee up the first video here, Charles. So what was your thoughts when we were sober and we found out that Dustin was going to be able to pitch? What were you thinking at that time, Charleston? What were your thoughts on facing an ex-major league player?
See, the thing is this. I was sizing him up at first because he pretty tall now. And I figured, most major league pitchers are tall. They look for guys with height. They got more leverage on the ball, leverage on the plate, leverage on the pitch kind of thing. But watching him pitch, I was gauging, his speed, gauging the accuracy, first of all, because I don't want to get hit. But after seeing him pitch a couple times, I started thinking, like, I think I got a chance. But the one thing y'all don't know is I went to Ballers beforehand. And, my buddy that owns Ballers, he let me in when nobody was there and let me get a couple swings at his batting cage. Shout out to Ballers, by the way. But let me get a couple swings at his batting cage to kind of warm up and get prepped. So I watched 3 YouTube videos because I've never played baseball in my life. So I watched 3 YouTube videos on how to swing and how to hit fastball. And, they gave me some good tips that I didn't know before. So I went back to that same batting cage after watching the YouTube videos, and I practically hit every single ball that came out of the gun. So I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. And I started going like, I got my confidence up. I got my swag going and said, you know what? There's no way he's going to go without me at least hitting one ball was my what I told myself.
Okay, so let's watch the first video, and then let's comment on that after. You ready for that, Chuck?
Yeah. Can't swing at anything, right? Oh, shit.
You gonna?
I don't know. Was it?
Brady's calling it.
Okay.
Right down the middle.
See, the thing is, on the first pitch, it was just a heat check. Just me trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. You always got a heat check. You can't just not.
I want to ask Dustin here, what was your thought when you saw him first off with the helmet on, and then what did you think about him? Like, it's a big boy. He's probably, one of the bigger boys you've faced in the in the box. What was your first thought? You're thinking this guy's not even coming close.
No, he's a hell of an athlete, so I said I want to header after him, even hit my fastball.
Yeah.
So I blew 3 fastballs by me. I had no shot. And I said, okay, easy day today. Easy day in the office. I said, okay, here it comes.
So then,
Hit this.
Okay, so then let's go to video number 2. Now we're going to see when Charleston first connects. And what was the pitch that he connected on?
Breaking ball.
Okay. Oh! Charleston! He connects on a... Ooh. How fast do you think that's going?
94.
94?
That's hard, man.
See, with the breaking ball, I got my eyes on it. So I got serious after a while because those fastballs would make me mad because I was swinging so late and I was just swinging so slow that I said, you know what? Maybe I got to speed my swing up and speed my power when I step. I can't remember what it was called in the YouTube video, but it was called my step stride or my swing step or I can't
Get your front foot down
the timing
and then hit.
the timing mechanism, and Charles was talking about that too. This is how competitive an athlete he is that, like he said, he knew he was facing you. He goes and he practices and he watches stuff on YouTube. Like, what the fuck? Like, he doesn't want to go out there and just compete. He wants to crush you. He wants to take you down. He was waiting for that. And he was like, he's got his confidence he always does, right? Is that in all the sports we've tried, hockey, we tried him out there. He wants to score and he thinks he's going to score. Curling, he thinks he's going to nail it right to the button, the first shot and second shot. Baseball, he's going, I can take him yard. And I'm going, no. But you're going to see then as he's coming along here, watch this particular video and what happens to his thumb after this one. Oh, off your hand.
You okay? Oh. Hey, you all right, Charles? Did it hit your elbow?
Yep. See, man, what happened is that he threw a slider.
No.
And it was a fast slider. And it
Change up.
Extremely wide.
No.
Change up?
Yeah. The pitch where you swung and got you on the thumb?
Well, him, like I threw it out of my hand, so he headed in over the plate, and he's seen it like
Tail away or
tailing into him.
Okay.
And so he swung, and I was like, oh my, it's a foul ball. And so he hit it off his fingernail, and he broke his fingernail.
Okay. And so how is it doing right now, Charles? Can you show it up to the camera and see how?
Man, this fingernail is not gonna stop me from nothing, man. I mean, I got a nub. I got a straight nub now, and it's not even cool, man.
That's what
every day I go to sleep at night, I just look at my thumbnail and just play Justin.
I love it.
Finger.
He got, and I saw the perfect angle because I'm behind there watching it, and it was like you saw it. It was going on the outside, and of course Charleston leaned like he's thinking it was outside. But then you see the ball come back inside with your changeup. It's coming inside, and you just hear the thud, and then you see the ball go over top, and then you hear Charleston. You see him and watch his reaction. He's like this, but he doesn't give up, and he doesn't show.
He stays in there for probably 20 more swings, and I was like, this is an absolute animal. If that thing fell off my fingernail, I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, his hand, like, have you seen his hands yet?
Yeah. Well, we've always joked about his hands and the size of what he can do, but
I got crab fingers.
Let's watch a few more videos, and then we're gonna get into the last segment here. But watch a few more videos of Charleston playing baseball. And
see, the thing is, man, and make it so bad, I was swinging so hard. Like, I was swinging for the fences on every single pitch and trying to knock it out of the park. And let's talk about the one time you tried to ice me as a batter and threw it at my face. And then I had to.
Okay, so I threw a fastball up and in on him, and like I'm sure he hit his pants. I can see a little poop going down his leg down there.
What did you think, Chuck, when that ball came up and in, and probably going, like Dustin said, about 93? What did you think? How fast it got there? Or was
it was it was okay. Now I feel like I was terrified after that. Like, I didn't even want to get close to the base. And I'm thinking, like, man, bag the hell up, Charleston. Don't take one of these balls to the ribs or the head or anything. Like, he scared me at that point. And I'm thinking, like, okay, did he just play mind games with me? So I was like, you know what? Just sit it. I just got to sit in there. Get close to the plate.
And now can you imagine getting hit by one of those guys, or, that's throwing 100, or Chapman that's throwing 103, and then trying to be able to get back in there against a slider, the automatic reaction. Because if you watch those videos, Charleston is a little more hesitant, or he's almost back on his heels after that one was up and in. But
I was terrified.
I got it awesome. Yeah. Well, I'd be afraid too. So in 2009, I faced Steven Strasburg.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I had a bunt off him. So, I go in there and I bunt off him, and, had zero shots. So I straight up this the board in center field, 103 miles an hour. I said, I got no shot. So I stood so far the back of the batter's box, and he threw a fastball again, strike 2, strike 3, and I said, I got no fucking chance.
Steven Strasburg, I don't know, Charleston, if you know who Steven Strasburg is from the Washington Nationals, but one of the most, I mean, he still is one of the most talented pitchers with the most electric fastballs, pitches. I mean, he's just one of those guys that, I mean, he's had some injuries too. I mean, he could have been, he might still be a Hall of Fame pitcher in the MLB, but he was one of the, you know, the rookies that was coming up, the young arms that was going to be the best. But that was awesome. Charleston, overall, what would you rate your experience here that we had with Dustin?
100% of 10, man. I got to do something that most football players even wish they can do. You know, all these football players run around thinking they can be rappers and singers. And I just went out and tried to do something that Bo Jackson did, Michael Jordan did, Deion Sanders did. Who else? Russell Wilson did. All those guys go out there and play baseball and make it look easy. Not an easy sport, fellas.
yeah, there you go. You're hitting it right from the man himself. I wanted to say a few things before we go, though. Dustin, it really was a pleasure having you on. I really appreciate it. You're one of the good guys here in Regina. But one of the things that you've been able to overcome is, if people have been watching the whole show, you'll be able to talk about your stuttering issue. And it's one of the things that, you know, you're a guy that first time I met you, you're all so down to earth, so all heart. You're one of those guys that you offered to come and help us out, you know, and not hit Charleston. And we appreciate that. But talk about how it's been for you to be able to overcome not only playing in the major leagues, playing in Japan and all that stuff, but also about your issue with stuttering. And you did fantastic here. It's going awesome. How's that been, be able to face that and overcome that over the years?
It's been hard at rates. I've had it since I was like, I think 5 years old.
Yeah.
And like I struggled like growing up. I got bullied as a kid, so I had to pick up for myself. So, and then like, it's like who I am.
Yeah.
Hey, like I'm always happy now.
Yeah.
All my friends have fun with me, right?
Yeah.
And just like, hey, I'll have it forever.
Yeah.
And like whoever else has it out there should open up. Like you don't be afraid of it, right? Right. So
that's awesome.
Right.
Good. Take on those challenges.
I've had it forever.
Yeah. And
so
doesn't make you any less of a person. And we really appreciate it. And we're coming on the show because I know when we first asked you in one of those drunken text messages and phone calls and things like that, you know, that was one of the things that you said that might be a concern, but we said, no, come on. We want to talk like we're just like we are now, is, you know, and to be able to come on and tell your story, I think is phenomenal. I think you're an inspiration to a lot of kids. So congrats on that. Thank you very much.
Heck yeah, man. I know when my kid watched this, you definitely going to be inspiration to her because my kid has a stuttering issue too that she's dealing with. And, you know, she did get kids that bullied her about it a lot, but I made it so her confidence level is so through the roof now that she just kind of shrugs it off and rubs it off and kind of just be yourself, man. Nobody's perfect. That's the one thing you got to realize. So the minute somebody starts judging somebody else, you know, and their flaws, nobody's talking about anybody's flaws all the way across the board, all the way across the world. Everybody has flaws. So it's like, man, just kind of worry about yourself and encourage each other to be better. That's great. That's all that matters.
That's right, buddy.
Great words, Charleston. Dustin, anything you want to plug or talk about your business here in Saskatchewan?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. All right. We want to be able to make sure we can follow you online. You got a few social medias. We'll be able to tag on here and promote your business for Sask. And
actually, how about here? I want to challenge him.
Chuck, sure.
In a football thing. Okay. Football. Okay. All right. That's who's your home after the year. We'll have our thing. Okay. Deion Sanders, baby, me right here.
Yeah.
I'll wear the helmet and then I'll wear the shoulder pads.
Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We're going to see either you got to take a trip out to Toronto, or when Chuck comes back here, we'll see what he does when we get the stadium going.
Don't
we'll see.
worry. I'm going to definitely organize something. Have him take on a double team.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Here we go. Stay tuned for part 2. But Dustin, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's been awesome. Good to know you, and we'll be going to the game September 17th to cheer on the Double Blue. To do that, Charleston, you always finish off the show with your wise words, so I'll let you tee it up and hit it out of the park. This is the only thing you've been able to do. Hit it out of the park for Dustin.
This is the only thing I'll be able to hit it out of the park on this show today.
So,
I actually, in all actuality, I did exactly what I said twice. Because remember, I hit it out of the park, but it was a foul ball, but it was out of the park.
You're so full of it. You'll take any win,
let's make that clear.
Yeah.
You did hit it.
Yeah, you did hit it foul out of the park
Foul
twice.
ball, though, man. Other way. Other way you win it.
That's Charleston's win. Don't take it away from him, man. That's Charleston's win.
No, that's my win.
Yeah.
I hit a house. I knocked it out of the park.
Backwards, but you hit it out of there. All right, Chuck, you got to go. You tee up your last words.
No, man, this is the Better With Age podcast. And the reason we call it the Better With Age podcast because there's many things that get better with age. There's cheese, there's wine, there's whiskey, there's liquor, there's all sorts of things in this world that get better with age. But the most important thing of them all is friendships. I'm glad you're a part of the Better With Age family, Dustin. It was awesome meeting you. Thanks for breaking my finger. I'll remember you for the rest of my life for having no fingernail. It was an absolute pleasure.
I'm honored to be on here, fellas. It was awesome.
All right. Thanks, Dustin.
Have a good year, brother.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Good luck, Chuck. We'll talk to you soon also.
Yeah. Go Argos!
Go Saskatchewan, baby.